important community initiatives like this year's Canada Games.
Calling St. John's unique is like calling a humpback a goldfish. It's wildly different here.
Hello.
Hi, remember me? We bought your old house.
Yes.
We brought some mail.
Oh,
Hey.
the diaper subscription. I forgot to cancel it.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet the memories are coming back now. The Bebo app helps you keep an eye on where your money's going.
Like how?
Well, for one, it would have told you this subscription price had gone up multiple times.
It's a lot of diapers.
Well, extra's good. So where's the baby?
Oh, he's right here. This is the baby.
And that ain't no baby.
I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. Now or never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. Now or never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. Now or never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time.
Caribou Memorial Softball
And good evening, sports fans, wherever you might be tuned in. It's a Universal Media Inc. production of another preliminary round ball game between Quebec and Newfoundland and Labrador. Quebec is the home team for tonight's battle. Alongside Bill Hart of the Coast 101.1, I'm Brian Rogers of the Newfoundland Regiment Hockey Club of the Quebec Maritime Major Junior Hockey League. Great to be here at Caribou. We've been here most of the day. We've already broadcast 3 games, and now we're ready to bring our best here in this game tonight between Newfoundland, Labrador, and Quebec, and we're almost ready to get underway. Cassandra Toledano gets the start, Bill. She came into relief in the game against Ontario, and she draws the assignment here and gets the start. Stepping in is Lila Buckle, number 18, the left fielder. And she takes a strike to start this one here at the Caribou Complex. The umpire behind the plate tonight is Elodie Doucette. And there's a ball popped up, and they're not going to get it. They're not going to get her. Great speed by Lila Buckle down the line, beating that out. And Newfoundland Labrador has a runner on to start. Back to the umpiring crew, pardon me. So I mentioned that Elodie Doucette behind the plate. Andrew Godine is down at first. And Bruce Beard is over at third. So Doucette, Beard, and Godine. Stepping in is Alexis Chater, who plays third.
Squaring up for a bunt there, right there. I guess we're going to try to get at least a run or two early.
Have you got any scoops on some of these young Newfoundland Labrador players? Nothing available on the gem. There's a drop bunt. That's going to work beautifully. They looked and threw him. Man, was that a close play at first base. That was a bang-bang play. Newfoundland with some good wheels, getting Lila Buckle into scoring position. And here's Sarah Power, the second baseman. This is a special young athlete who's going to be playing softball next year for the Ottawa GGs in the CIS competition, Canadian intercollegiate sport. Here's the pitch, and that's a high one as Buckle takes a little lead off second and retreats. Hallie Joy is in the on-deck circle. She's going to Texas to play Division II ball this fall or next spring. One of the two, whenever the season starts. Here's the wind, here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Is it just me or the scoreboard set up? Is it lit up, Bill?
Yep.
Okie dokie. Here's
One
the
out,
pitch.
scoreless.
Just double checking because I looked up and I can't see the ball or strike or out light.
They're not very bright.
You mean me or the lights?
A little bit from
Well,
column
yeah,
A, a
bit
little
of
bit from
both.
column B.
Yes, indeed. Here's a ball foul back, and if I had a glove, I could almost catch that. It almost came back our way. Here, the broadcast location directly behind home plate. So lots of energy here in a beautiful Monday evening. Sun has emerged again. And boy, that breath has got out of the south. Is pretty brisk at this point. The flags here of all the provinces are moving pretty good. Steady breeze most of the day. Swing and a miss. And Sarah Power will go down. And here comes Hallie Joy, who is the daughter of Craig Joy, who is one of the coaches of this Newfoundland Labrador team. Hallie's going to, like I said, play ball in Texas next year. She's the shortstop, and from what I understand, is one of the top players on this Newfoundland Labrador team. Very skilled youngsters on the on-deck circle is 15-year-old Madeline Transu. The catcher. Here's the pitch. And that is in there for a call strike. There we go, Bill. I'm seeing it there now, brother. Sweet. Hallie Joy trying to get Newfoundland and Labrador off and running. Takes a big cut, strikes out, and that'll do it. So Newfoundland Labrador have Lila Buckle getting on base to start the game, but then Chater, Power, and Joy go down, two of them swinging, and it's scoreless after half an inning here at the Caribou Complex.
Ongoing support to the game. The government of Canada, the government of Newfoundland and Labrador, the city of St. John's, and the Canada Games Council. Les Jeux du Canada 2025 tiennent à remercier tous leurs partenaires financiers pour leur appui continu envers les Jeux. Le gouvernement du Canada, le gouvernement de Terre-Neuve-et-Labrador, et la ville de St. John, et le Conseil des Jeux du Canada.
Quebec coming to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Newfoundland failing to produce a run, although they got a runner, Lila Buckle, down to second after she led off by beating out a chopper down to the first base line. So Raphael Bouchard will step in for Quebec. She is the right fielder, number 19.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my duty to inform you, Gusty is here. Gusty, the Canada Games mascot, is making his rounds over there towards the Team Newfoundland Labrador bench.
Trying to figure out, what is Gusty? Is Gusty a cod?
Gusty is a cod.
Yeah,
Yes, he
there
is.
you go. I thought that's what Gusty was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, there's nothing like fresh Newfoundland Labrador cod right out of the water. And there's a nice play down to first. Easy pickings there.
Speaking of easy pickings, after your description of cod fresh out of the water, Gusty's not going to come near us now.
You got to stay away from my buddy Ronnie Bidgood down in Petty Harbor. He better stay away.
Guys, I just mentioned in French that this is you against us. The local people against the Quebec people.
Oh, you're in a little greasy mood, Monfrere, here this evening. Okie dokie. I'm loving your energy. So 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning as Justine Marianne was erased. And here's Elodie Fournier stepping in. She is the center fielder for Team Quebec. Yeah, it's nice to have the energy going now. Feeling a whole lot better about the day here with Newfoundland, Labrador, and Quebec. We get a chance to have some fun here. And let's. Hey, listen, may the best team win, and I hope it's a good ball game. So good luck. Bon chance. I see. I wasn't going to go there. I'm going to let him take that lead.
Yep.
I'm just going to sit here quietly and try to behave and do my job properly without wading into any controversy, if you know what I mean.
He'll regret
Sorry.
those words.
Yeah, probably.
Wait till he sees my victory dance. A lot of twerking involved.
Oh, my goodness
I
sakes.
know.
Now that we're not sticking around for. And that's a fact, Jack. So Elodie Fournier, count out weak, number 48, center fielder for Quebec. And she looks at the strike. Elodie at the plate and Elodie behind the plate, Bill. And the pitch high.
Brooklyn Short calling Carboneer home. Love Carboneer. That's where I got my first radio job.
Oh, yeah. CHVO.
560 CHVO country.
Yes, sir. And a base hit for Elodie Fournier.
Nice.
So she hit that ball where she needed to, splitting the shortstop and the second baseman and bouncing it into left center for a base hit for Quebec. And stepping in here is number 99, the first baseman, Emma Rose Payette. Here's the pitch, cranked back up to the middle. This might be one, and it is. And that'll do it for the inning. Thought about the force, and no, I got a gun, and I'm going to show it off, and she did.
Very much so.
Yes, indeed. So after one inning of play, it's scoreless from the Caribou Complex. You're watching Universal Media live production from the 2025 Canada Summer Games.
It starts with a spark and becomes a beacon, lighting the way. When the games are gone, the games go on. Turn up. Take part. Orange Store. Fuel the spirit.
I am yellow today. I shine my light out like the sun. I am blue today. Calm as glass and cool like the sea. I'm a rainbow today. All the colors.
Newfoundland and Labrador.
I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. Now or never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. Now or never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. Now or never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time.
Okay, back live here at the Caribou Complex in Pleasantville, the east end of the Port City. Down here at Kitty Vitty, and a ball popped high in the sky. Shortstop converging makes the play, 1 down. Madeline Transu, the catcher, with a pop fly to the short. 15-year-old, youngest player on Newfoundland Labrador. And Sophia Penny will step in, the center fielder, wearing the number 7. My favorite number, my former number 7 in ball and hockey. Until I had to give up 7 one year, because Michael Backman was the leading scorer in the Halifax Metro Midget A, and he wanted 7, so I switched to 10. He was our best player. So, and he was my buddy, and he had to have number 7.
I'm trying to think of all the famous number 7s. Ray Bork, of course.
Well, Bubba Backman wasn't Ray Bork, let me tell you, but he was he played in the AHL. You knew he's from Halifax, from Fairview. All right, let's get away from that and back to the action. Pitch outside as Cassandra Toledano works her second inning. Here in the top of 2, no score, Quebec and Newfoundland Labrador. And the pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch was just a little bit down to Sophia Penny.
She calls Clarenville home. Always fun to drop by that.
Great
area.
town.
Very great town.
I love Clarenville. Great town. Wonderful people. The only thing I don't like about Clarenville is the drive about 6 or 7 miles to get into the town. It's some of the worst stretch of highway in Newfoundland, Labrador, at least on, you know, the Avalon, right?
Sure.
No, I mean, you know, it's pretty crazy turns and that type of thing. Not fearless of the road, but man, that's a tough drive at times. And down goes Sophia Penny as Cassandra Toledano is bringing the heat. Pitching well here to start tonight's contest. Quebec coming in at 2-1. Newfoundland Labrador at 1-1, Bill. And 2 big games for them tomorrow, but right here is the task at hand. In the top of 2, here's the pitch, and that's a called strike. Jane Cody, first baseman for Newfoundland Labrador. And the pitch. Called strike.
She and teammate Rachel O'Brien both coming in from Cape Broyle.
Wasn't too happy with that last call. However, strike, and now she'll chop this one foul. On the first base line, out to play. And we'll get another crack at it here. Count remaining 0-2 on Jane Cody with Chloe Pitts. The on-deck circle, number 6, the designated player for the host province. Really nice to see the blue sky out again. A little bit hazy down here in the gut. That ball is popped to third, but it'll drop in front of the charging third baseman for Quebec. Had no play. And Jane will do it all over again. She is proven to be a tough bat and a tough out here.
You mentioned seeing some of that blue sky, and that means the sun is shining, and it's going right into that outfield.
Yeah, it is. I'm just wondering. And you can see already out there in center, the young gal at center field is shading her eyes, and there's a ball chopped toward second, and the play will be made here, and that's going to do it. So Newfoundland Labrador go 1-2-3 on the top of the second, and it remains scoreless here from the Caribou Complex in Pleasantville. Why don't we take a time out here and show some more of our fantastic sponsors, and we'll return with more action here for the 2025 Canada Summer Games.
Café Orange, fresh food for on the go. Nous aimerions prendre ce moment pour remercier notre commanditaire, présentateur, Café Orange. Nourriture fraîche pour emporter.
Okay, just stepping aside to have a yarn with my good bud, Bill Davis. And I remember 1988 like it was yesterday. Green sleeves, Darren Zach, and those Toronto Gators, baby. When the Davises had the beer tent block down there every single time they appeared in their cleats. Those were the days, as Mary Hopkins sang back in 1968. 20 years later, who would have thunk it? Silver medal for Greensleeves at the Nationals. So I had to get that in, and Billy had a chuckle. Yep. The Davises back in the day, they made the Newfoundland Labrador teams what they were. And of course, the Pittmans had quite the contingent as well from Fox Harbor. They still debate today where the best ball players come in Newfoundland Labrador. Fox Harbor down Placentia Way in Dunnville, right at the top of the heap. So Quebec and Newfoundland Labrador in a scoreless tie here in the bottom of the second inning. And a pitch in there for a called strike on Alexia Chevrier, the catcher for Quebec. And a walk here to start the bottom of the second. Brooklyn Short unable to find the strike zone there, so she'll put the first runner aboard. And that brings up Emmy Rose Gagnon, number 40, who plies third base, the hot corner for Quebec.
Brooklyn says, well, she's 17 years of age. Says she's been playing softball for 14 years.
Wow.
So you mean to tell me she was starting to play at 3?
And where's her hometown?
It's like, my goodness.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean,
Carbonear, of course.
Well,
yes.
I was going to say, you mentioned that before, I'm sorry. Lots of good ball players out that way, too. Bay Roberts, Ward Goss, Hall of Famer, the late Ward Goss. Pardonnez-moi? Oh. Wow, how about that?
I knew that. Didn't you know that?
No, I'm glad I know now.
My gosh.
Bottom of 2, runner at first. And the pitch drops the bunt down. Looks like it's not going to work as it deflected off of the first baseman's glove, and her run's going to, here's a play at the plate, and they're not going to be able to get that to the plate. Quebec's going to open the scoring here. Looked like a routine play.
It did.
And they tried to take the out at first. The ball inadvertently went off of the first baseman's glove, and it trickled down the first base line toward right field. And thus Quebec were able to come around to open the scoring here in the bottom of the second inning, and the runner moving all the way over to third. One nothing Quebec, and a pitch dropping in for a called strike on Emma Peltier, the second baseman, number 10 for Quebec. There's a ball chopped to short, and it gets through the shortstop's legs, and a run will score. So an RBI single for Emma Peltier. And Newfoundland and Labrador find themselves down 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Designated player number 31, Blanche Gagnon, stepping in. Yvette Sensi, a 15-year-old from Quebec, is in the on-deck circle, batting ninth. Brooklyn Short trying to wiggle out of some trouble here. Still trying to get it out. One on, nobody away, and 2 in. And another successful sacrifice bunt. They do get the call. Here's the throw to third, but it was cut off. And the third baseman was trying to get to position. Left fielder came in to back it up, which was smart, but they couldn't get to the runner. They got the out, so that's a big one there, but the Quebec runner has advanced over to third base. So Quebec getting a pair here, and a little conversation coming up on the bench. Bill, you were going to step aside in the third just for a short time to allow Mark Dwyer, the news director of NTV, to have a seat for a few moments, talk a little bit about the Canada Summer Games, etc.
That's right. Here's that play at first again. She was called out.
And she's on the orange rubber, and well,
Newfoundland and Labrador catching a break there.
Yes. I'm glad that you took us to the replay. Sorry, because I'm trying to do the introduction for the Funk Soul brother here, Marky Dwyer, right? One of the hardest working.
I'm still
men in
distracted
TV.
with Gusty down there. Kids are just loving him.
And this big kid is too, it appears, right? You know, so. I'm sure he'd look forward to meeting you too. I'm sure he's heard you before.
Oh, we've met before.
Or she.
We've met before.
Yeah. Oh, you have?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know who's in the Gusty?
What do you mean?
Do you know?
There's somebody in there? What are you talking about?
All right. Okay.
What do you mean, Brian?
All right, I'm out of here.
Saying
Okay,
here?
I'm out of here on that part of the conversation. Leave it alone.
I need to talk to somebody.
Oh, goodness. There's a ball. Fouled out of play.
Not far from where Gusty was just standing.
Gusto, you got to be careful. Or Gusty. There is a Gusto here, I believe, too, right? With the Canada Games crew from Ottawa. I think they call him, Brent Gust, I believe, Gusto. Anyhow, there you have it. So, Gusto, look at this, right behind, and they don't pick it up.
Was an amazing bunt.
Wow. Emma Pelche just picked that up, and it was a perfect bunt to drop down, and Newfoundland not aware, and it's 3-0.
That was dropped perfectly. All you wanted to do is the ball to just die right in front of the home plate, and that's exactly what it did.
And that was a great slide, too, huh? Reaching back, getting that hand down, swiping the plate for a 3-0 Quebec lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the pitch, and that's down and away for a ball. Quebec with a record of 2-1. Coming into tonight's contest, Newfoundland Labrador at 1-1, and there's a ball chopped fouled on the first base line. Yeah, Jean, there is one out, my friend. They got that call there that we thought the runner was safe.
Scoreboard says 0.
Yeah,
That's
and I lost sight there. That ball was foul.
It was.
Down the right field line. One away.
There you go.
There you
Scoreboard
have it.
fixed. One
Good
out.
job. And Brooklyn Short receiving the pill, ready to deliver another one here. One away, 3 runs across for Quebec, and a runner at first here at the bottom of the second. Short into the wind, the pitch, and that one is chopped to second. And they'll go to first to take the out. Runner advancing down to second base. And stepping into the box for Quebec is the shortstop, and number 24, Justine Marie.
You just got approval from the French
Let's
announce
do the
team.
uke. I got the uke from Trevor Murphy the other night. He got the text came in when uke does the double pump or something when the Indians finally score a run, right? Had a great movie, Major League.
Great.
One of my favorites of all time. Here's a shot hit right at the short and a gun across the diamond to get the out. But Quebec score a pair, and they've got a 3-0 lead as we head to the top of the third. You're watching live coverage of the 2025 Canada Summer Games on Universum Media Inc. We'll be right back with more after this time out, the 2025 Canada Summer Games.
Canada Games are brought to you in part by
Calling St. John's unique is like calling a humpback a goldfish. It's wildly different here.
And we're back here at the Boo Pepperell Field, part of the Caribou Complex, as the preliminary round of women's softball continues on a hot but yet breezy Monday evening, the 11th of August. Canada Summer Games, and a pleasure to be joined by my dear friend, the news director, longtime bro, Mark Dwyer from NTV, Newfoundland and Labrador Superstation, 5-star channel. Mark, great to have you up here, bud. Good to see you again. Thanks for taking time to join us on our broadcast tonight. Had to have you on as a guest because you're so well versed. You've been a great athlete in this province. You've been a coach, a mentor, and you've pretty well been everywhere around the sport, bud. And it's wonderful to have you join us here tonight just to talk a little bit about the Canada Summer Games and it returning to St. John's for the first time since 1977, when a good friend of you and I, Gord Bunga Follett, won a bronze medal in speed walking here in 1977.
Yeah, incredible.
It was something when it goes back, hey?
Yeah, well, you know, it's so, well, first of all, thank you, Brian, for having me on. It's a pleasure to work with you, my friend. I know for you, mostly it's been hockey, so it's nice to see you here covering women's fast pitch softball.
It's a blast.
It's a thrill, yeah. And you know what? This team here from Newfoundland and Labrador are such a great group of athletes, and they're doing so much for women's fast pitch. And as I told you earlier, Brian, before the broadcast, several of these athletes are going to be playing university ball next year, one on both sides of the border in Texas and in Canada. So, you know, they're down 3-0 right now, but don't count this group out. They're a fantastic group of players.
Well, that's a great observation on your part, Mark. And, you know, to see the youngsters and the skill sets, Bill and I covering baseball yesterday at St. Pat's, a long day, first time ever.
Your call was incredible.
Well,
on
I
the
haven't
Karen
heard,
Cutler.
please.
Yeah.
Don't make me blush.
Well,
I tell you, but it was like a dream because, you know, growing up a baseball fan and listening to Phil Rizzuto on the Yankee games back in the day. But it was a great game, and it was a Newfoundland win. That's what made it even more special. But memories there for the kids. But, you know, we've really come a long way in this province, Newfoundland and Labrador. I mean, we have probably outside of Prince Edward Island and up north a little bit, Nunavut and those, the smallest population. But we've always had real good ball players, and you're one of them. You are a long-standing all-star for many years.
We typically punch above our weight when it comes to fast pitch softball, and you know, I can't help but look over my shoulder here and see a guy like Bill Davis, who and his era really paved the way for a generation of men's players. Many of these guys now playing on the ISC circuit and playing at the world level. But the real spirit of it, I think, is here. Like if you look at the women's game right now, you've got stands full on both sides. This Newfoundland and Labrador team is in every game. Their opening game yesterday against Manitoba was a thriller. I mean, even though they lost 5-2, they really gave these fans plenty to cheer about. So, yeah.
in, and you mentioned to me earlier the young second baseman will
Yeah.
be plying her trade, her skill with the Ottawa GGs.
Yeah. Proud product of the Outerco Fast Pitch program, where there's plenty of ball players come from, and she's going to be playing with the GGs this year. Her dad, of course, Craig Turkpower, is the head coach for the Newfoundland and Labrador entry, and her good friend and the person that hits in front of her, Hallie Joy, as I said, will be playing in Texas. I believe Chloe Pitts plays on the university circuit as well. And I can tell you, there's a couple players on this lineup too that will likely go that route as well. I can think of instantly Madeline Transu behind the plate. She's only 15 years old, and I would gather one of the best young catchers in the game right now in women's softball. She actually played in the USA Final Four, I believe, with Illinois back 5 or 6 years ago. So she's an incredible athlete.
Yep, interesting stuff, Mark. Don't go anywhere, buddy. Newfoundland and Labrador go 1-2-3 in the top of the third. With Quebec up by 3, we'll step aside and we'll be right back with more of Mark Dwyer as continuing coverage, live coverage through Universal Media Inc. of the Charlottetown PEI continues here for the 2025 Canada Summer Games.
Yeah.
After the second inning, the score is Team Newfoundland 0, Team Quebec.
Back with Mark Dwyer, NTV News Director and a former athlete at the Canada Summer Games. Elaborate.
I played in '89 Canada Summer Games with our team, and actually, it was a wonderful memory. I can't say the final result was wonderful. We were technically supposed to win a medal that year, but we ended up finishing 4th. So it was a bit of a heartbreak to end it. But just the magic of competing at the Canada Games and playing against all these incredible athletes, and even for these athletes, I can't imagine what the vibe must have been like for them walking into Murray Brown Center, because that
wasn't that spectacular.
It was incredible. It was incredible.
Really was.
It was. And I'm even looking at Brooklyn Short here now, the pitcher for Team Newfoundland and Labrador. Even though she's down 3-0 in the third, this young athlete, she's from Conception Bay North, I believe Bay Roberts. She actually held the Quebec U23 team to an incredible game just last year. I think she had them down 2-0 into the 6th inning, which was incredible performance. Yeah. So I think when I looked at the lineups earlier and I saw, okay, we're going to match up against Quebec, who better than Brooklyn Short to start this game?
Well, she had a little tough luck there in a couple plays, but she's a gamer, and she's humming that pillow there tonight proudly for Newfoundland Labrador. Going to get a call strike here on the corner. Beautiful pitch there.
Yeah, she's battling. She's battling. I mean, obviously the Quebec played small ball in that last inning. A couple of balls, that's what they do. They wear you down and play the small game and force the Newfoundland Labrador's hand.
And Mark, I was going to ask you, you played so much ball here at the Caribou Complex.
Yeah.
I think back of the great days when Greensleeves won the silver in '88 with Bill and all the boys and doing their thing. Dick and Bill and all the Pittman. What a great team. Colin Abbott. There were so many terrific ball players as the ball is laced out into right center.
Yeah, so many nationals here. I mean, we won a couple here. We won one here as well.
Yes, and I want to ask you about the Galway Hitmen, who you are the playing coach.
Yeah,
head
coach. Yeah, if they see me in the lineup now as a player, we're in big trouble. We're back. We're going to take a run at what will be an unprecedented 10th Canadian Championship.
Is outstanding.
Yeah, later this month in Kitchener, and there's a steal. Madeline Transu has an absolute incredible arm.
Wow. She showed that off right there.
She did. She has a great arm and just missed that right there. Yeah. We're back for another one, and hopefully we can get it done. Thankfully, we have a great group of guys, many of them with the national team. Have a great sponsor in Danny Williams, and hopefully we can help Newfoundland Labrador softball with another title.
And I think you're taking Skipper with you, aren't you? Up the Kitchener Waterloo.
Yeah, he's going.
Ball hit way back, and that is gone. A home run. As Quebec get a 3-run shot here and take a 6-0 lead. And that was well struck. And into the St. John's night here at the Caribou Complex.
Yeah, I think that's Emma Rose. That's who hit that there just then. Yeah, she was coming into this game hitting 750. Which is an incredible. She's an incredible hitter.
Are you talking about Emma Rose Payette?
Yeah, that's who. I think that's who hit that shot. No, number 48. Sorry, that's my bad.
Oh, that was Elodie Fournier.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Well, we got caught up a little bit in the conversation, but as you can see, great celebration for the visitors from LaBelle Province. Number 99, Emma Rosepide.
Yeah,
You're
that's
right,
her.
Marco.
Yeah. She, like I said, she was coming into this game hitting 750, and her family is pretty deep in softball roots as well. I think her sisters play Division I ball as well.
Silver, 1995. Thanks, Bill. I am getting senile. I'm old as Buckley's goat at 70, and you're absolutely, it was 95, not 88. But there are probably memories when I was down here, it was 1988. We probably all were, right? Watching you guys play. Thanks, Bill Davis. So silver was 95.
Yeah, silver in 1995, and they won a bunch of championships provincially. But to win that national silver at home, they're always so close. Those Newfoundland and Labrador teams.
That was unbelievable in 95, though.
Yeah,
I'm so glad that Bill came up when he heard me chat. He said, "Oh, Rod, you got to straighten you out again." Just, and I'm glad you mentioned when we were talking earlier a little bit about where the best ball players from Newfoundland and Labrador came. And, of course, right away you start thinking of Fox Harbour when you think about, the Davises, and then you think about Dunville and Placentia, the Pittmans, and so many wonderful ball players. But you brought up a great, great point. Otter Cove, Middle Cove, Logie Bay have always had terrific ball players.
Yeah, we've had some. Yeah, we've had some for sure. I mean, I know even recently in the Hall of Fame, Donnie Roach went into the Hall of Fame. He's a great Otter Cove guy. And Ronnie Bolin, Joe Bolin, these guys. But you're right. Like Placentia was a softball factory for so long, and of course then after that, Conception Bay Central, where so many of these incredible athletes from, including many on this Newfoundland and Labrador team here. Several players. Lala Buckle, I know, is one I can think of right off the top. Hannah Healy, they're all from Conception Bay Central, deeply influenced by all the great players that have come on before them. And it's what's interesting is I was at a game just recently, and I saw a picture and saw some footage of the girls, even with the smaller kids, like 5, 6, 7-year-olds, and who see these girls as their softball heroes. So they're certainly paving the way for the next generation, which is wonderful.
Great point. Mark Dwyer is the news director of NTV, Canada's Superstation, 5-star channel, and the head coach of the Galway Hitmen, seeking a 10th National Canadian Senior Men's Softball Championship.
And this game tonight is actually we're actually showing this game live on NTV Plus on our station. Yeah,
excellent.
So you can see these games and many of those games. I'll let you take the call there, Roger.
Well, those sweaters, Quebec are pouring it on here in the third inning, and they're going to score here again as the throw goes toward third. Gals need just to settle down here a little bit and calm their nerves and such. Mark, we've mentioned the fact that just a fantastic job here by Universum Media Inc. Under the tutelage of Scott McLean and Ed Milliken. They've been at this for a long time. They're Wally veterans, not getting much sleep and working their butts off, getting to venue. But what a spectacular!
Oh my goodness!
The production started with that unbelievable opening ceremony.
The quality they work for. I'm in awe. All the games that. And packaged so well, and it's great for people across the country to be able to tune in from our beautiful province to see their favorite athletes compete. And it's wonderful for our station to be able to share that with our audience as well. And of course, here a veteran like you, Brian, we've all spent the last, should I say, over 3 decades listening to pro hockey. So it's great to have you at a softball field here.
I appreciate it, but I really miss playing the game. We used to play together in the old Molson Media League, and we had great battles, the Telegram and VOCM back in the day.
You're still playing, eh? Yeah. You're still playing.
No, I can't, but I had to give it up because of arthritis, and I couldn't get surgery, and had a pretty good year. And then I knew I had to call it quit. But yeah, I miss it immensely. It's such a great sport, and it's wonderful to see that we got such a great province. And you're right, there's another outstanding area when I think back about the late, great Johnny Gorman and Gary Corbett, who's been around for so long, and all those players that came from the Avondale areas, Conception Bay Central, I mean, toward Holyrood and all points in between. Many a player from that region made Newfoundland Labrador all-star teams as well.
Incredible. I see Gary just walking around. He's the president of Softball Newfoundland Labrador right now, still giving back to the game that he spent his entire life with. You can see it too. Like many of these people here, they're lifers. Gary Corbett, see Joe Maynard, and Randy Soulier and all these guys that have been around the game for well over half a century, which is wonderful. And I just see Kate Dalton's coming in the game now for Newfoundland. She's from up the Southern Shore, which is they're really starting to develop a good program up there as well through Eddie McDonald. There, he's a former he's a Hall of Famer.
Eddie
Hall
McDonald,
of Famer,
absolutely.
And
Eddie is.
so he's helped produce many of these great young athletes, and Kate Dalton is one of them. She threw a great game against Manitoba in the opener.
Well, let's see what she can do here as Quebec has really applied the pressure. They put up a bundle, and there's the ball to get by the young catcher. That's Madeline Transu, as Mark mentioned earlier, just 15 years old. And that, when you told me about the Little League World Series, that was just an incredible young story for a youngster. The Windy City.
Well, she's an incredible athlete. As I said, she's one player that I can think of instantly that I'll be surprised if it doesn't play the university or college ball route, because she certainly has the talent and the skill to go that route.
And how much joy is it for you to be still, and you talk about somebody that's put a lot into this game. I know you're a humble, guy and all that. You certainly aren't a chest thumper whatsoever, and that's what makes you so special. But it must be just incredibly satisfying to watch the progress of the young gals and the young guys coming along and put Newfoundland and Labrador on the map here.
I love it. And what I love, too, is the fact that these kids are battling. Like this Newfoundland and Labrador team, I mean, it's tough competing against a place like Quebec, where it plays a ton of ball, or Manitoba. But for the grit that these girls are showing, battling Quebec, battling against Manitoba, and that just got through.
Hit a run scoring single.
But so proud of what they're doing, and it's perhaps the best thing is you look here, the support they're receiving from the fans, Brian.
Well, for
a
sure.
Full house for the opener yesterday against Manitoba in the morning. Which says it all. And then, of course, another big crowd here tonight. They deserve it. They put the work in, and only too happy to support these great athletes.
They're going to battle right to the very end here. They're trailing by a bundle here. The sun is just so very, very bright out, and I see both center fielders shielding their eyes, and there's a line shot down toward third, and they're not going to be able to get it out here.
And this Quebec team is probably one of the best hitting teams in the field. They put up 17, I believe, against Yukon. They were tough against Ontario today. But,
they lost 7-2.
They did, but with all due respect to our club, I mean, this Quebec team is really deep.
Yeah. And they have a record of 2-1 here. Newfoundland, Labrador, 1-1 coming into tonight's contest here at the Boo. So 1995, man, I just think back, it's incredible stuff.
Well, it's incredible because we spent, the St. John Senior League spent about a decade down here as well.
Yes, indeed, that's right.
Or a bit more, yeah. And there was a lot of great ball games played on this field. I don't think
the World Women's were here.
Yeah, they were here.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, this Canada Games is some of the biggest crowds I've seen, and we've played in front of some big crowds here.
Yeah.
But this is really great for the sport.
It's funny. I mentioned to Bill a few times. I remember games down here when balls went off the old country ribbon shack over there, right? Remember that bouncing off the roof? There were some big home run hitters down here, the Beersfords, and I'm sure many more that you can remember.
Colin Abbott would have been
Colin Abbott. I'm pretty sure Colin took one off that building. He'd be able to tell you.
He did.
My memory may not. Way Hitman, go get that 10th national
We'll get it.
title.
We'll try to get it. We'll try to get it.
So, brother.
Thanks, Brian.
Dwyer, thanks, brother. So a big inning for Quebec, and they lead 7, make that 8-0 now, pardon me. And special thanks again to Mark Dwyer. So Jean Lynn, you're having a good call here tonight. You're up a bundle. I hope we don't get mercy. That's the only thing, because Mark says our young gals will not quit. They'll play right to the bitter end. But they got to try to quell some of that offense from Quebec, as Mark mentioned he's well versed in it. Says it's the best hitting team amongst these groups. So that's what he said, and I believe every word. So we'll wait the return of the lanky one, Bill Hart from Coast 101.1, and again, thanks so much. Am I seeing 8 out there? Or is that 7? Yeah. Well, that's a good point. Jean Hillard, he says, win or lose, we're all winners. It's the Canada Summer Games. And absolutely fabulous crowds. So, I'm having, there we go. It is 8-0. So they're trying to get the team pumped up here, down 8-0. As we enter the top of the 4th inning here. Chopper down to first, and it'll be the first out here in the top of the 4th. Welcome back, Bill. Thank you very much for stepping aside for, you got a little break, and to allow Mark Dwyer to come in. Just so much great chatter from Marky. He's just been around, a great supporter and great coach, great player in Newfoundland and Labrador softball laurels, and it was wonderful to have him aboard. And actually is a former Canada Games athlete for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Right.
They
Well,
finished 4th.
Beyond all that,
yep.
I had a conversation with Gusty.
Oh, you
mascot.
did get to see the mascot. I'm really happy about that.
Gusty heard what you said earlier. He wants to meet you in the parking lot after the game. Come alone.
Oh, William. Tell him I got to stop first and get some of that clubhouse batter and a tin of beer to mix up the batter. So you tell him he better hightail it. Nothing like fresh cod, baby. Nothing like fresh cod.
Anyway. All seriousness, Gusty says, hello?
Is that all she said?
Well, you know what?
You did find out that there's someone in the actual...
I'm not sure.
Oh, come on.
Pretty honest.
Was it a recording?
I don't know. I don't speak cod very well, but I just pick up bits and pieces. A lot of gurgling and sloshing sounds.
Yee, okay. There we go. So Quebec out to an 8-0 lead here in the top of the 4th. Newfoundland Labrador. They don't want to get shut out, and like Mark said, they're going to battle right through to the bitter end, but they're up against a really good ball club who may get humbled a little bit this afternoon. But they're a real good team, and they're trying to stretch their record to 3-1 to put themselves in real good spot heading into the qualifiers on Wednesday.
Yeah, the
foul tip.
The better records are going to have an easier path to the medal rounds.
No doubt.
So every game does count.
Here's the pitch, and that's called strike. So Cassandra Toledano is dealing here tonight for Quebec. Been tying up some of the young Newfoundland Labrador hitters. Little off-speed action, a good heater down the middle, a bit of a rise ball, and there's a pitch that's outside. And that sun really has to be difficult for the outfielders, in particular the center fielder, Bill. It's so difficult to see the scoreboard from here.
Yeah.
Even trying to shield the eyes, but with the light standards on now and the sun glaring right into center field, it's got to be tough out there. That's why athletes have sunglasses and need to use them from time to time. So Newfoundland Labrador retired in order here in the top of the 4th inning. And it's 8-0 Quebec as they come to bat in the bottom.
Visit our website 2025canadagames.ca. Stop by official box office at the Avalon venue or the box office in various venues. You can also download the 2025 Canada Games app from the App Store or Google Play.
Back here at the Caribou Complex in Pleasantville, east end of the port city of St. John's, down in historic Kitty Vitty Lake area, down toward the gut. I just love this part of the city, especially getting down there into Kitty Vitty Village. Such a special. I know that they're trying to overcome some of the tragic losses they had in a couple of their prime location wharfs and go way back, and that the community all used together, burnt to the ground, and now there's a group of them trying to resurrect and put a brand new one back up there. It won't replace the old one, but it certainly will keep a lot of memories alive because of the location.
So
and such.
historic. It's fun to drive down and get an idea of what it used
really
to be like.
is. And you can only go so far, but you'll see a lot of the boats going out for recreational cod fishing or cod jigging, if you like, and it's always great to go down there. And it's a beautiful little village. There's all kinds of amenities down there. And you can go down to do a beverage tour at the Kitty Vitty Brewery. And
wait a minute, there's a brewery in Kitty Vitty?
Yeah, there is.
Wow.
Yeah, lots of visitors know all about that.
I think I know all about that.
Well, they hear about that. They hear about George Street, but there's so many other things to do for non-imbibers around this great city as well. So we go to the bottom of the fourth, and we have to keep in mind, not that we want to, but the bottom line being is that after 3, if a team is down 15 runs, they will bat if they are the home team. But if not, the game's over. 10 runs is the differential after 4 for a Mercy. And then if a team is down 7 after the 5th or 6th, that game is officially over as well. But we don't think about that. We want to see Newfoundland Labrador get back into it. There's a ball cranked down, and that one is fouled off a long way.
That had some distance.
It did. And my biggest fear was there was a little guy down there with his dad, and they were walking down, and the ball, well, it was 10 feet over his head, but those things really bother me. As a parent and a grandparent, you don't want to see anybody get struck, but, man, you really got to keep your head up down here. If this were my ballpark or I had jurisdiction and had something I could do, I would be taking protective mesh from the pole down here where it is down the right field line and the first base line, and Bill, I'd extend that right over here to this pole here, and that would save a lot of grief. And I'm sure there's a way, if it was done properly.
There's a replay of that play that we're just talking about, that just viewed there.
Sorry, I'm off on another
that's okay.
stupid tangent
Some
here.
are thinking that it was a foul ball, but the angle we saw, we really couldn't tell. But the runner from Quebec is on first.
Yep, so there you have it. But to complete the thought, that mesh going across here from there would be an added plus for here. It would save a lot of grief and a lot of anxiety. There's a strike. Keith Dalton on the hill, and relief of Brooklyn Short, with Quebec leading 8-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. There's a ball chopped down between short and third, and Quebec's going to take advantage of that. Throw coming in to the third baseman from the left fielder, not in time. And the ensuing runner moved up as well. So here come Quebec, up 8-0 already. And with 2 on here in the bottom of the fourth.
Everything seems to be going Quebec's way here this evening.
Yes, it is. Well, they were probably a little disgruntled after being beaten by Ontario earlier this afternoon, 7-2.
Yes.
Caitlin Colley with a big 2-run homer for the Ontarians. There's a pitch in there for a call strike. Young Newfoundland Labrador team are going to get a visit from Turkey Power, the head coach. Mark and I were talking about the Davises and all the Pittmans and all the great ball players from around Newfoundland Labrador back in the day. Well, Bill's daughter, Victoria, is the first base coach for Newfoundland and Labrador. And I know that makes Bill extremely proud.
Now the softball genes are strong.
Absolutely. Craig Joy and Mike Penny, also members of Turkey Power's coaching staff, along with Vicki Davis. Yeah, once the game's in your blood, it's always in your blood. So 8-0 Quebec with 2 on here in the bottom of the 4th inning, threatening to score more. Here's the line, the pitch. It's outside. Emma Rose Payette coming into this game batting .750 has already cranked a 3-run homer here tonight. All part of this 8-0 Quebec lead. Kate Dalton not getting the call. I think she thought she may have caught the corner with that delivery. But that's not the way that Elodie Doucette saw it behind the plate. And there's ball 4. So the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Kate Dalton from Bay Bulls. Say hello to all the O'Driscolls in Bay Bulls.
Yep. Bill, base hit here, an extra base hit, and that'll pretty well do it.
That's right.
This is the bottom of the 4th, and the score is 8-0 Quebec. There's a line drive base hit up the middle. Here comes the 9th run. Throw coming on to the plate, and there will be no chance to get the Quebec runner. And that is 10 runs. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, appears to be the ball game. So as Quebec deliver a 2-run single en route to a 10-0 victory as they improve to 3-1. Newfoundland and Labrador will slip to 1-2. Bill, tomorrow's schedule for those still tuned in on CBC Gem or NTV Plus. See what's going on tomorrow here before the qualifying round starts on Wednesday here at the Caribou Complex.
Newfoundland and Labrador, still 2 games to play, still in it to win it for sure. Tomorrow afternoon, 1:30, right here, they'll face Ontario. And tomorrow night at 6:30, their last preliminary game will be against New Brunswick, and this will have all the say they will need to find out where they place in the standings. Remember, the 4th and 5th place teams will play each other in a crossover between the pools for a qualification round to make it to the postseason. Only one team does not make the playoffs, and Newfoundland has the benefit of the Yukon territory at 0-3. At least Newfoundland does have a win at 1-2. So a victory tomorrow, maybe even 2 victories.
Yes.
Could be so fine for Team Newfoundland and Labrador.
Well, they're going to about less than 24 hours to kind of regroup and get set for 2 big games tomorrow to keep them in the hunt. So on behalf of Bill Hart, and thanks to NTV Sports Director Mark Dwyer for stopping by in that 3rd inning as well, I'm Brian Rogers. Hope you've enjoyed today's action, day 2 of the women's softball. And we'll take it home here from Pepperell Field at the Caribou Complex. You've been watching live coverage courtesy of Universal Media Inc. and live productions all over the metro area here of the 2025 Canada Summer Games. Good night.
It starts deep beneath our feet and reaches all the way to the finish line. With care, courage, and curiosity, Rio Tinto brings strength to the surface behind the moments that move us. From coast to coast to coast, on every podium, we stand behind Canada's next great performance. Rio Tinto, finding better ways for Canada and the world.
Hey, where could I find these shoes?
Heads up!
Whoa.
Keep up this back to school with Adidas at Sport Check.